Have you ever wondered how your heart actually beats? It beats of its own accord without us telling it to do so. And it's really a pretty amazing organ in that regard. But how does it actually do it? Well, in this video, I'm going to explain. And I'm going to do so with the help of this heart model. And so this is obviously a plastic rendition. If I open it up, you can see here the inside of a heart. And I'm going to talk through the process of the electrical activation. And what actually happens is the heart contains within it some specialist electrical conduction system fibres. And if you think a bit like a circuit board, and it's the electricity as it travels through the heart that causes it to contract and cause a heartbeat. If you think about, obviously the heart's a muscle. Let's say you have got if you have an electric shock, and you might know that your muscles spasm, and the same principle is the case in the heart, except it's obviously much lower voltage. So, if I show you on my model, up here we have what's called the right atrium. Now, this chamber is a filling chamber within the heart, but right up in the corner here, there are a group of specialist cells called the sinoatrial node, and it's those cells that decide whether the heart beats at 50 beats a minute or 80 or 130 if you're exercising, and so they generate an electrical impulse. So if I go back to my model, so the electrical impulse starts up in the top right hand corner here, and then that electrical impulse travels through a series of wires which I mentioned earlier, and those wires run in the muscle. Now you'll see here, this is what's called the ventricular septum. So this is a muscle layer, but in the middle of it are some electrical fibres. And so the electricity travels down these fibres, and when it gets to what we call the apex of the heart down here, it travels in further fibres and it spreads out in this direction and this direction, so around both sides of the ventricles. There are also some fibres around the back of the heart, but it's a bit harder to show that on this model. And as the electricity passes through the muscle here, that's what causes it to contract. But any cell within the muscle is capable of conducting electricity. And so the electricity starts off travelling in the very fast conduction system fibres, and then gets into the muscle and moves much more slowly, but obviously travels through the muscle. So that is the heart's normal conduction. And for those of you interested, it's called the His-Purkinje system, of the very fast muscle fibres down the middle. So that's it for normal conduction. And if you have a look, I will be doing some further videos on abnormal conduction with the heart, and how abnormal heart rhythms, such as atrial fibrillation and ectopic heartbeats, develop. But for today, that is the heart normal conduction system.